February 14th, 1779, on the big island of Hawaii. The morning began just like many others on the ship. Calm waters, warm sun, local gathering along the shoreline, everything going to plan. But by midday, one of the most famous explorers in history would lie dead on the sand. Was it a cultural collision or just a tragic misunderstanding? Find out today on Billybob's Crime Report. I'm Billybob. In today's case, we are looking into the killing of Captain James Cook. But before we get into today's episode, I'd like to thank the proud sponsor of the show, and that would be Gary's Sub and Stab. It is the best place if you're looking to buy a sandwich or your favorite little knife. That's right, they have the most affordable prices for either sandwiches or knives, and we here at the show fully endorse them. Now, if you use the code CRIMETECTIVE at checkout while ordering online, and that is if it'll only work if you order online, so this will not work in person, you can get up to 15% off of your next order of a knife. It does not work with the sandwiches, sadly, or if you order at the shop in person. But yeah, so that's right, you can use the code to get up to 15% off. And yeah, let's get on with the crime. James Cook was born October 27th, 1728, in Marton, a small village in Yorkshire, England. Cook came from a poor working-class family. Something to note, as many naval officers at the time came from wealth or nobility. At age 16, Cook would leave the house and move to port town of Whitbury, where he was apprenticed to the Walker family, a family of prominent Quaker ship owners. He worked aboard coal ships, along the way learning seamanship and navigation. In 1755, the outbreak of the 7 Years' War, Cook volunteered for the Royal Navy. His decision was unusual, as he gave up a secure career path for a dangerous and uncertain life in naval service. But luckily for him, it gave him access to broader opportunities, including formal training in navigation and mapping. Years later, as a navigator, Cook's three main voyages would drastically expand European knowledge of the Pacific Ocean, benchmarking these three major voyages as incredible benchmarks in history. You'd expect someone who's looked back so fondly in history to have more than just three major voyages, and it's very possible he could have had much more if it weren't for the chaos of the third major voyage. The one to Hawaii. In 1778, Cook arrived in Hawaii, which was, like most of that side of North America, completely unknown to Europeans at the time. The reception at first was friendly. Cook and his men were given food, gifts, and even land. But good fortune rarely lasts, and they were completely unprepared for the chaos that was soon to come. After attempting to leave Hawaii, one of Cook's ships suffered damage in a storm, so they made the decision to return to the bay. This time, though, the mood was different. Tensions escalated quickly as to the Hawaiians Cook's crew had overstayed their welcome and taken too many resources. So, in an act of revenge, most likely by a group of angry locals, a small boat was stolen from their ship. Cook, following standard British naval protocol, decided to take a high-ranking official hostage from the tribe. This decision was made to propose a trade. They get their official back, Cook and his men get their ship back. The thing is, this tribe wasn't ready to do no bribery. They were going to take back their man by force. The man that Cook and his men had attempted to kidnap was the ruling chief, and word spread pretty quickly throughout the village. A crowd gathered together, ready to make their march. Before Cook could make it back to the ship, a Hawaiian chief approached, shouting, then another, until the entire crowd had arrived. Rocks were thrown, spears raised. Cook and his men fired, but the powder was wet. The chaos had begun. A warrior stabbed Cook through the chest with a dagger. Others joined in. He was beaten, struck, and killed on the beach in full view of his men. His body was then carried away by the Hawaiians. Cook's crew tried to recover what they could, a hand, part of his scalp, some bones, before sailing away. There are lots of different theories and interpretations people have to what exactly led to the events of that day. One of them being the theory of cultural misunderstandings. The theory goes that essentially this whole conflict was less of a result of intentional hostility, but rather stemmed from miscommunications, misinterpretations, and a difference in cultural norms. Another theory goes the Hawaiians believed Cook was a god. Coincidentally, his arrival was during a festival for one of their gods, and the technology, aka ships and guns, that Cook had brought along with him fit prophecies about the return of said god. The final reason, and most plausible here to the writers at the studio, is that the direct action of attempting to kidnap the chief pissed off the natives enough to completely obliterate him. Overall, this is a topic that's pretty debated widely to this day. I call that a pretty crazy true crime story if you ask me. Thanks for stopping by the show, and always remember, if you need a sub or a stab, you can use our code to get 15% off. Thank you guys for coming out, and hope to see you guys in the next episode. Have a chilling day.